Hey everybody, we're going to walk through how to take a spreadsheet that looks like this of a list of stores and change it over to a web map that uses the ArcGIS Online mapping platform, and how to take one of these stores and highlight it compared to a bunch of other stores in the background. So it's just going to be a quick walkthrough of the methods for doing this. So we've got here a list of Waffle House locations across the whole country, and we're going to say there's one here we really want to highlight. It's the middle store. It's somehow kind of notable in some way. And for this example, I'm just going to pick one randomly. Let's take, I'll pick one in Georgia here. Let me scroll down to GA. And let's take this one in Norcross. It's close to where the headquarters is, right? So let's say row 767 is going to be our thing. So we're going to scroll over to the end of this data set, the last column, and we're going to put a 1 in this last column. This is what's known as a dummy variable. A dummy variable is one that is 0 or 1. It's a dichotomous variable. We could also phrase it as something else. Maybe we'll say like center here and use other. So rather than 1, let's just say center or other. Then I'll scroll up to the top of this column. I'm going to say, call that variable center. And then I'm going to type in other for this other stores, right? Now, to copy this down, I could copy and paste. So I could do a Control-C and Control-V. There's a more easier way to do this in Excel. This little green dot that's right there, if I just double click on that, it will autofill all the way down either until this column here runs out or it hits something. So in this case, if we scroll down to 767, you'll see that it will stop right here because we hit this existing value. So if I type other here again and then hit this button, now if I scroll down all the way to the end, you'll see that now it ends right where these columns end. So I'm going to go ahead and save this example. So now I'm going to move over to ArcGIS. This assumes you've already created an account at arcgis.com. It's a free account. It's pretty straightforward. And when you log in, you want to go under, you'll get something that looks kind of like this. You want to click on the Map tab, and you'll get a page that looks like this one, right? And now we want to just upload our data. And with a CSV file that's got X and Y coordinates for points, it's pretty easy. So we click on Add Layer from File. We find that file on our local computer, which is right here. And I click on Import Layer. And there we go. So there's all our stores. And you'll notice they're all in black right now. It tries to identify, maybe you want to color these points in some ways. Here's taking a county name column or variable within that data set. Let's use the center one instead, because that's the one that we created. And now we'll see, okay, there's a bunch of stores here. I don't quite see the one in Norcross. If I zoom in to Atlanta, oh, there it is. It's kind of hidden there. It's not super easy to see. So let's go ahead and try to manipulate this a little bit. So we can change the way this looks using these drawing styles down here. I'm going to choose Types, Unique Symbol. And you'll notice here we've got red and blue. We can change each one of these symbols just by clicking on that symbol. So let's start with the red ones. We want these to be a little more in the background. So let's pick a kind of a gray and maybe with a little bit darker outline. So you'll notice these red dots now are going to go to something like this. They're still there, and you see that blue one kind of peeking out a little bit more, right? You've got the gray dots in the background. Maybe we want to make that just a little bit darker. So let's go back to fill here. And do something like this. Just because, yeah, that makes them pop a little bit more. But gray is still in the background. Then if I take the center symbol, the store I want to highlight, right, let's make it, it's Waffle House, so let's make it yellow. And then if I go back to shape here, I can actually make it quite a bit larger. Right now it's 8 pixels. I can just drag this over and you'll see that symbol grow. Let's say something like that, 38. That's not a very great yellow. Let's go down one. There we go. That looks about right. And there we can see it peeking out as the central store. This isn't ideal. We might want to try to change the ordering and stuff, but for our purposes, this is okay. And that's about it. So now we can see where the center, the sun of the Waffle House universe is in this case. I could just stop there. There's other things you can tweak. So for instance, you can change the base map to something else. If I want to choose, say, a light gray canvas, background. It looks like that. I don't know if I like that one very much, or a dark gray. And maybe I changed these to a little bit lighter yellow. Something like that. I don't know if I like that either. You can mess with transparency, so let's make these lighter yellow points a little more transparent. And now you can see, you can kind of see through them, and that one dot is there. You can play around with these things. When you're done, you want to go ahead and save it. And it's going to say, enter a title. So I'm going to say Waffle House map. It'll make you force a tag. I'll just put Waffle House. And then say you want to save it somewhere, save map. And then you can share it. And it will tell you, where do you want to share it? Just choose with everyone, and then copy this link, and it should be available for anyone who wants to take a look at it. So that's the basic idea of how you take a spreadsheet and transfer it to a point map. I look forward to seeing what you all do.